Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. Great things happen there because God is great, and He's there with us. We just try to humbly serve Him. We're looking today, being Pentecostal Bibles. We have the finest Dake Bible versus the Perry Stone Bibles. And you have to watch them. They start attacking each other. No, I'm just joking. We used to joke when at Christian book selling, we would see like Walter Martin books attacking Kenneth Hagin books. It's all a joke. So we're just going to take a quick look inside of both these Bibles. In this Dake Bible, I know they've updated it. And this is an update. I had a guy give me one at Berean I used for years. So, this one is 1991 standard edition. So I'm assuming that's when this one was printed. So they've redone it. It's much better format. This is the format I'm used to. Now, I was doing some figures the other day. They've sold about 4 million Dake Bibles either side of that. And I would guess maybe only a couple 100,000 in the newer format. So most people that have a Dake Bible still have this old format. Even if it's 500,000, that's still just a tad over 10%. It means almost 90% are still in this format. So a Dake Bible is going to have just amazing stuff. The complaint about the Dake Bible has always been the small print. Now they have a large print edition, but it is a larger Bible. But with the new 3-column way to do it, it's just fantastic. He had encyclopedic knowledge. He used to debate Brother Welsh, among others, a lot. And this is red letter. In Dake's lifetime, I don't think any of his Bibles were red letter because he said all of it was the words of Jesus anyhow, so there's no use to differentiate. So it's just, as far as just pure information, even like the ESV Study Bible and stuff, I would still say the Dake has it beat. Now, so many people don't like the Dake, and it's because of some of his heterodoxical views. And he just didn't believe everything. Now, I don't agree with anything in most any of these Bibles. I've edited the Bible. I don't agree with everything in. And but still, you eat the food, spit out the sticks. Just because everybody doesn't agree with you in minutia doesn't mean that you can't love them. So here's what a Perry Stone Bible is going to look like. Now this is the New Testament, but it is the same format in the Old and the New Testament. So what we're going to do next, I appreciate Sister Waldron zooming in and out. One thing that Dake was able to do, primarily because of the small print, was able just to cram so much information in there in this 4-column format. And you'll be able to see the print size comparison here. So like the Perry Stone Bible is going to be much huger. Like it's 2 volumes. And the second volume, the Old Testament being 3 times bigger than the New Testament basically. Anyhow, it's just massive. It's just huge. So the Perry Stone Bible is really not something you're going to be able to carry to church, whereas the Dake Bible is. And man, I remember the leathers in the Dake Bibles are just so fantastic as well. So, and you can also get the Dake Bible in other translations currently. I don't know all the different translations. I know it came out in the New King James. Another thing about the Dake Bible is it's going to have not only voluminous amounts of notes in the text, it's going to have a ton at the back, whereas the Perry Stone Bible is not going to have that much. So I really like the Perry Stone Bible. I like a lot of his insight into like a Jewish aspect and the Jesus Jewish aspect. I find that all very accurate. I say all very accurate. I'm talking about in the genre, not sometimes in the specifics. But it's probably easier to use than a Dake. I probably need to do a video on how to use a Dake Bible. I've done some reviews on different Dake Bibles and different, editions and all that. But this is just a cursory look. I would say that the Dake Bible still leads in information as far as just information, but they're not going to have a lot of overlap in information. And the text itself is rather dark in the Dake. It looks like an old Oxford text or something, like a brevier, and it's extremely readable, even though it's very small. Where the rub comes in is the notes. The notes are probably 5 or 6 point print. I could measure it, but when it gets that small, sometimes the measurements between 5, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.25, it's just lost. So just know that it's very small. So the text itself is probably as readable for basically because it's in 2-column format and there's not a lot of lines all the way across. But the Perry Stone is very readable too. So I see the use of prayer cloths and that type thing. So, in comparing them, if you want a Bible that you're going to be able to carry to church, I would get the Dake. The note size, just know the note size in the Dake, even the newer Dakes, I think are not huge, even though it is clearer. If you want other translations, obviously you'll have to get the Dake as well. He had a list, encyclopedic mind. I just did a review of his biography that was just fascinating to me. I didn't read it from cover to cover. I just looked over some high points of his life, studied some of his life. It was fascinating. I think he was at Mount Perrin Church of God there in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for quite some time, in the Atlanta area. But if you want more intriguing things, not lists, not encyclopedic, like how many prophecies are in the book of Genesis and how many fulfilled prophecies, unfulfilled, how many letters maybe, how many words are in the book of Genesis, that's Dake. And this is just going to give more of a historical approach. And both are going to be coming from a Pentecostal perspective. Dake considered to be like kind of a radical Trinitarian, in that many Trinitarians think he was heterodox in his Trinitarian beliefs, and it really influenced Benny Hinn into that, saying there's 9 of them and all this, because each person in the Trinity has body, soul, and spirit. I'm a oneness Pentecostal. Most of you know that. And so, but the Perry Stone, good information. So really, you could get both of them and not overlap a lot of information. You're going to be able to buy the Dake, like on Christian Book, more readily available various places other than Perry Stone Bible. It's going to be cheaper, even in its finest leathers. It's going to be cheaper than the Perry Stone Bible by and large, unless you find a really great deal on eBay, like I hunted for. So God bless. Just study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Love Jesus with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Let's make heaven together. God bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name. Hit subscribe, bell notification, tell your friends and family. God bless. Bye.